Hey, hey, don't miss the play. Flurry Sports will save your day. Cracking jokes with sports insight. Zach and Jake, they get it right. Fuck yeah.
What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the Flurry Sports podcast post John Cena era. No more hustle, no more loyalty, and zero respect going on in this show. Right, Jake?
No, pro Gunther household now. You got to win matches, dude.
Hey, scoreboard. What do you want me to do? I'm going to flip to the winner's side. He made Cena smile, give us a great meme, and then just bounce.
Yeah. I know that we don't want to spend too much time on it, Zach, but I did want to point out, we kind of talked about in the show, and immediately afterwards, I was like, Zach's going to be so into this. I think they are booking Gunther just with you in mind, because I didn't even do the math. He retired Goldberg. That was he was Goldberg's last match at main event. Now the rumor is they might line him up so that he's Lesnar's last match.
I don't know if I like that.
He's just retiring all your people that you like. But also,
I like the idea of him retiring a bunch of people and then Lesnar not being about it.
Yeah, that's also fair. But I just think him and Lesnar, like everyone else, is a little like, oh, do we want to see it? I think that match you're just gonna love. I think two people who just will actually hit each other.
Oh yeah, put it in an octagon. Might as well let Dana White plan the whole thing. It'll be great.
Yeah, it'd be good. But it was fun. Thanks to those who viewed. We've got more WWE content out on the channel, so you can check that out. But yeah, Zach, now we're back in football mode. It kind of stuck up on me that the playoffs are happening again this weekend for college football.
Oh.
Right? That's me this too. Weekend?
I think you're right. I guess it just snuck up on me right now. The first round of the playoffs must be this weekend. It has to be, right?
Truly is sneaky. Yeah, it is. As soon as you second guessed it, I got a little nervous, but it's this weekend. Yeah.
Okay, we are a two-lane household.
Yeah, if you had to pick one of the G5 teams to like circle the wagons on, do you go Tulane? Probably, huh?
I just think they have the best shot. Like they play Ole Miss right away. Ole Miss obviously has, their coach gone, bunch of coaches gone, yada yada yada. So it could be a rallying call for them, or maybe there's some rebels in the mix trying to turncoat on that team.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
I think if I could have any outcome happen this weekend, it would be Miami beats A&M. But
I'm an A&M guy. I love that coach. I like that team, and I hate Miami. So no shot.
I think that's fair. Tulane beating Ole Miss is the most likely. It also feels like it being the cards for them to beat Ole Miss and then just get dog walked by Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, I'll root for JMU against Oregon. I just don't think they have a chance, but that would be awesome if they beat them.
I think Alabama is going to beat Oklahoma because I'm looking at the bracket now, realizing I've seen this before. But I think I'm going to do a video on like possible restructures for this. The number one thing I've seen is like, it is you do not want to be the number one overall ranked team because then you get the 8 and 9 spot. That's not where you want to live because Indiana's going to have to beat the winner of Alabama and Oklahoma. Then they're going to have to beat the winner of Texas Tech and Oregon.
Oh, that's terrible. Is there no restructure? There's no like lowest.
No, it's set. I can see who it is now. It's going to be the winner in A of M in Miami versus Ohio State. And it's going to be the winner of Tulane and Ole Miss versus Georgia. Texas Tech gets JMU and Oregon winner. So, the 1 seed definitely has it the worst because the 2 goes through the 7 and the 10. The 3 goes through the 11 and the 6. So I guess like 3 and 4 have it pretty tough. The 5 people have said like someone has it the easiest because Oregon has to go through JMU, then Texas Tech. Those would be, the weakest overall qualifying team and then the weakest. You can think what you want about Texas Tech, but like, I think they're very good, but are they better than like Oregon or Ole Miss? Or did they, rightfully so, just whopped the Big 12 and now they got to bye. But so That'll be interesting. But Indiana has to go through all that and then probably beat Ohio State a second time.
Yeah, they don't have a shot.
That's
their freaking quarterback crying at the Heisman ceremony. I can't. Really, I hated it. Grow up. If you don't look good crying, don't cry. Like you need someone's got to be in your team to tell you, like, hey, you're a bad crier. You look ridiculous. You're gonna win anyways. Just let's hold it together. And then we got Pavia turning heel this weekend. Everyone hates him now, which is great.
And like if you watch the SEC Netflix series, dude was always a heel. I can't believe he stayed at Vanderbilt.
They had to have offered him ridiculous money. Right?
And like no shade. I'm glad he did it, but just that aspect of it, and he wouldn't have been wrong to do it. Like he strikes me as like at the Heisman ceremony, he comes out and be like, go Bulldogs. Like see you, see you next year.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see what they do because it sounds like they want to make him not a quarterback in the NFL, which whatever, or he's going to play in the XFL as a quarterback. Like which one? It sounds like he has to pick. Are you going to be a wide receiver, which I can't imagine that would go well, or do you want to play quarterback for a minor league? Is kind of what the NFL is giving him a choice as.
I don't understand that. I don't understand why you wouldn't test him out. Maybe they will. Maybe that'll be the whole thing. But Travis Hunter gets to try out playing two positions at once, and Pavia can't see if he could be the quarterback for the Saints.
Nope, they got one. Tyler Shug.
Sorry, I should pick the Browns.
Nope, they got.
By the way, the Browns will sign him and make him a wide receiver. They would 100% do that. We're not even trying him. Why would we?
No, that makes no sense. That's true. The best quarterback on their team will be a wide receiver.
Yeah, absolutely. Or they sign Taysom Hill.
Right. Every position on offense has some quarterback experience just in case.
Yeah, Jamarcus Russell's played tackle.
Yeah, absolutely. Julian Edelman's back at receiver. Travis Kelce at tight end.
Antoine Randall L.
Yeah, of course, got to have him just in case.
Never forget.
Mohamed Sanu always has a Madden card as a quarterback. He played quarterback for a second.
John Kuhn, high school quarterback.
Was he? I wouldn't want to tackle him. QB sneak every time.
This would have been the greatest moment of my life. I was at the Packer game where the Scott Tolzien game where they tied the Minnesota Vikings. They went 3 quarterbacks down. Rodgers was out to start. Then Flynn went down. Shout out Matt Flynn. Then Tolzien came in. So he played Tolzien's backup, John Kuhn.
Was he warming up on the sideline?
100% darts. And we were like rooting against Scott Tolzien. We're like, go down.
Let's see
go
what
down.
He can do.
Yeah, 100%. Put him in. And he was like, he was talking to everybody like, I'm good for it. He's like probably jaw jacking, like, come on, give me a shot.
Honestly, I believe in him. Or Scott Tolzien. Why not?
Can you imagine? That's what you should do. You're down to your 3rd string quarterback. Guess what? 2 QB package.
Yeah.
Deal with that.
If you're down your top 2 quarterbacks, you're not going to win. Who cares? Have fun. Let's see if we can make some highlights.
No, it's like that year that the 49ers in the playoffs, Purdy went down. Like they lost 3 quarterbacks in one game, and everyone was like,
yeah,
what do the Niners need to do next year? How about, I don't know, like pick up 4-leaf clovers, like anything a little more lucky than what just happened.
Also, the way they handled that, like let's put Purdy back in. We'll just make sure everyone knows he can't throw the football. So that'll be good. He's a good athlete. He can make something happen back there.
Forgot they did that reverse play actions.
Do anything else. Have someone who could run. Someone who could throw a pass at least 5 yards.
McCaffrey can dart it.
Was he hurt that game too? That's what I was trying to figure out.
It seems like he probably would have been, huh?
I don't know. Or like George Kittle. If Kittle was healthy, why wouldn't he be taking snaps?
It is, but maybe this was also their problem. The fact that I'm like, was Debo, Kittle, or like were any of them playing? Trent Williams probably was healthy.
Hey, he's been protecting him for so long. It's his time to shine. Give him the ball.
He's been the closest to it.
He's also one of the best athletes in the NFL. So I can't even imagine what he would do with the ball.
I don't think he could either. Like that is
no.
the one thing he's never been asked to do.
It's like me grabbing a kickoff one time. You know, I snagged it out of the air, a little low kickoff. And then once you get the ball, then it's like, ooh, panic. Now what do we do? Okay. I wasn't thinking past just grabbing the ball. Great catch. I should just take a knee, but I'm not going to bitch out. Why would we take a knee? So let's run around a little bit. Let's make something happen.
I got an interception the way every nose tackle wants to. They dropped me back. They did the old drop back, worked like a charm, got the pick. I was slightly offended at how it felt like we suddenly had 20 people on defense because how many people asked for a lateral was crazy. Like it was immediate. Like I got the ball before I could think of anything. The only decision was who gets this football.
How about you guys block?
No one blocked. They all flying V behind me, just waiting for laterals to happen. I went in first. You know, they couldn't get in front of me because they might get the football. So
right, true. That's true. Yeah, they're all behind you at that point, waiting for a fumble.
Crazy. They all did like descend behind me. I gave the ball to Zach Moore and I said, "Go, motherfucker."
Yeah, that's rude. That's not fair.
No, I got the ball.
Yeah, this is my time. Just give me one. I'm not doing it to you on every single play when you bounce it outside for no reason. I'm not saying to pitch it.
But suddenly we were set up immaculately for a hook and ladder. We could have rugbyed it.
You know, never know. I think the Lions ran a hook and ladder with Penei Sewell one time.
That's always a play that I'm like, why don't we see more hook and ladders? Doesn't seem like ever set up for it.
There was a high school team. It might have been Lacrosse Aquinas this year. I think it was Aquinas. They ran a hook and ladder, but it was with the pitch went to the left tackle who pulled and he scored a touchdown.
Love that. Oh, that's so good. We've said it on the show. I think I want to do it enough. Can you imagine a fake hook and ladder in high school? You get a hook and ladder on film, you throw the hook and ladder, fake pitch, turn in.
It would be one of the greatest plays of all time, or you would get rocked.
It's always the same way. Like swinging gate looks real good on paper, and when a swinging gate goes wrong, it goes bad.
Yeah, you don't see many highlights of a failed swinging gate play, and it's because it's not even fun to watch. It just makes you sad.
Was it the Colts?
What could have been
that one time where everyone was like, "Why didn't you call timeout?" Yeah,
the worst fake punt in NFL history. They had the long snapper who was supposed to, or the guy who was supposed to take the snap or something was sick day of, so they had a sub in there. Yeah, it just did not go well.
And it's like that has to be the cue. Like you have to call timeout. They're ready for it.
Come on, Chuck. Pagano's like, maybe it'll work. I don't know.
But Zach, I mean, we've kind of talked around it. I think you know what you do when you need to figure out who your quarterback is. You call one Phillip Rivers.
Oh yeah, one and the same.
Absolutely.
First man to throw first grandpa to throw a touchdown pass since Brett Favre. How's that for a stat? Good for Phillip Rivers. Let's get into our Week 15 headlines because I feel like the most obvious one, and it was even before game started, right?
Yeah.
Old man Rivers. Phillip Rivers is back. The entire week, the Colts, for some reason, were like, I don't know. Will Phillip Rivers start? How stupid would it have been if they signed Phillip Rivers and just didn't play him?
Well, especially him of his caliber. I think that was like, I was surprised at game readiness, but it correct of like, we didn't sign Phillip Rivers to be what's his fuck's backup.
Yeah, he's not sitting behind Sam Ellinger.
Thank you.
It's going to be okay. He's going to play.
Sorry, Longhorns legend.
True. He did do something at one point. I thought, here's the thing. So we're all excited. We're like, okay, Phillip Rivers is back. This is awesome. This is so much fun.
High school football team is watching him.
That was great. Seeing clips from that. And then everyone saw a pass in practice where he lobbed it about 10 yards. We're like, ooh, I don't know what's going to happen. And then we all kind of realized, he plays the Seahawks. That's not good. They're very good at football this year. But, I mean, they should have won that game. The Colts should have won that game. I think Rivers played pretty good, but it was the most Phillip Rivers game of all time. Turn back the clock to the San Diego Chargers Day. Phillip Rivers has a team with a chance to win. They lose last second, 1-score game. That's Phillip Rivers football. This was a classic. Let's, bring back the classics. I thought it was great.
My only other takeaway from this game is I think kickers have gotten too. Are the ranges of kicks too long now?
I think so. I think it ruins the sport a little bit.
Because the broadcast couldn't keep up with it. They were cutting into the Packer game to update us on scores. And by the time they updated us that the Colts had taken the lead with under a minute left, they had to come in and say the Seahawks had retaken the lead.
It was like the same drive for sure. I'm not even sure if they got a first down yet. It was like right away.
I don't think the Colts did when they kicked their field goal. It was a 60-yarder. 61.
Right. Yeah. It was a longest field goal in Colts history. And then just a good return. And then all of a sudden, obviously, Jason Myers, I think his name is for Seattle, who's been great. All of a sudden, he's just booting it. He's going to set the record, too. I don't want someone named Jason Myers to be the record holder for kickers. I don't like that either.
I don't think he will be for very long, but
True.
The kicks are getting crazy. But it was very Phillip Rivers. I thought he looked good.
He looked fine. I mean, obviously he doesn't have like the heat on his arm anymore, but
if he was
ran
playing
the offense,
if he was playing for Cleveland, they would have beat the Bears.
100%. 100%. I would like to have had a live watch along with Cam Newton because he's been seething all week.
Yeah,
let's let Cam go in and play this week for the Colts because I would love to see what would happen.
Brady was also a little feisty.
Brady can go fuck himself. He talk about having your cake and eating it too. He's eating everybody's cakes. He's on the John Cena broadcast. He's owner of the Raiders in everybody's building for broadcasting. Brady, stop trying to cheat. Go away. We don't watch you anymore.
Like, I could do that too. I don't think you can, dude. Rivers has got it. Just let the man go.
Rivers has never had success because of you. Let him try.
For the Colts. I want him to make the playoffs so bad.
Same. I mean, this has been such a weird year. We've had Joe Flacco. We've had Jameis Winston, Aaron Rodgers. We've had Marcus Mariota. We've had Andy Dalton.
We're about to have
Kirk
a full
Cousins.
season of Marcus Mariota, by the way, essentially.
We could have
Carson
a
Wentz.
playoff matchup of Phillip Rivers and Aaron Rodgers. It's just been very, very weird this year. It's turning back the clock, and I love it.
Yeah, I do like it a lot. I also think it's like a good example of that era's not over. Like, we're still there. I feel like we were so excited to turn the new page, and it's like those folks are still around. Like, that happens in sports where it's like, I think we need to let more fossils hang in there.
Yeah, for that reason, I understand the Colts are in a good position. I think Steichen needs to go. I think it's Jeff Saturday's time again. Bring him back. Let him coach another one.
Saturday should have another. I think the NFL should implement a rule where if you're an interim coach, you're guaranteed a spot.
You know who would love that is Steve Wilkes, who was fired once again. That dude hates having jobs.
Look up a picture.
He's allergic to it.
Before I make a comment.
Black? Is that what you're
Yeah. What are we doing? Everyone at home, you can think you want. I don't have the stats in front of me to prove this, so I'm just going to say something and you can Google it at home and fact check me. You have a better chance. You have a better chance of winning a swimsuit contest in Wisconsin in January than being a black interim head coach. What the fuck are we doing? There's no world where these guys get to keep jobs.
He must be just not good to be around because he's been for sure wronged because of his race, it seems like in the past. But then even coordinator jobs now. It's 100%. Like, let's get him out.
And I know this is where it gets wild. It's a problem because maybe Steve Wilkes fucking sucks. I don't know, but he's
been a decent coach though. I don't know.
He's part of a big thing because you know what I do know now is that Antonio Pierce doesn't look like such a dumb fuck, does he? Pete Carroll can't get wins out of the Raiders.
That's fair. That is fair. I do like Pete, but Antonio Pierce wasn't the issue.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what I'm saying. Well, it's just like I tried to make the point this weekend of like, I'm not arguing the Patriots would have been better with Gerard Mayo. I'm just saying that had he also had Josh McDaniel join the coaching staff, I think he would have also had a better year.
I mean, the Patriots still, I think, still have a chance to have the biggest turnaround in 1 year in NFL history.
I know.
And Gerard Mayo's sitting here like, come on. Like, that's not fair.
Well, they drafted him and he's like, Drake May's the future, you know? And they're like, oh, but it won't be this year. He won like 4 or 5 games. They got exactly the pick they needed. Everything went good. Vrabel came available. And by the way, they made the right choice. It's all good. I'm just saying he had no control over what was about to happen.
No. And also the guy who took over in Houston for that 1 year too. David, whatever. Remember him? He's been a lifelong coordinator forever. Had 1 year that was like, goodbye. See ya.
Well, I know. And then maybe
again they hired D'Amico, which is the correct choice, but he's gone. We will never see him again.
I know he's never coming back. Also, I heard this isn't going to happen, but this is just what I heard Miko mentioned as being on the hot seat.
Shouldn't be.
That would be insane if they. Who would they okay, let's play this game. Would they hire Wade Phillips? Is he still alive? Like, who do we bring in?
Speaking of Wade Phillips, he was at the Cowboys game last night and he tweeted about it. He said, Jerry said he got me 50-yard line tickets and he was in the nosebleed in the end zone.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, everyone's like, hey, you can see the 50-yard line from there.
By the way, as long as we're kind of talking about it, did you hear that they did the same thing? My least favorite trend all season in the Cowboys-Vikings game. They like cut to the side at one point, and I think the exact quote the broadcast had was, "Brian Flores is the one coordinator no one in the NFL wants to see." And I'm like, I wonder why that guy's not fucking coaching. You know?
Yeah.
What a shame.
I mean, no one wants to see him, especially the Miami owner.
No, he's a restraining order. By the way, Miami might still make the playoffs.
That's insane. That's not fair. We'll see tonight. They play the Steelers tonight.
Comeback player of the year, Mike McDaniel.
Honestly, coach of the year. Why not? Good for you. And you're gone. You're still getting.
There's no world you're still here, but I kind of love it.
I mean, that's happened before. Dwayne Casey in the NBA won coach of the year was canned. If you can win coach of the year for the Detroit Pistons, good for you.
Well, Detroit Pistons had a record of that. I was just going to look up. Was it Larry Brown who won the championship for the Pistons and then got fired?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Good for them.
2003. Hey, someone's got to be the Pistons. I think Rivers clearly the number one story. We talked a little bit beforehand. What would the second storyline be? There's some different nominees. I thought the football this weekend, I don't think – I'll start here and then we can build up to what I think the actual storyline is. But I think it's worth saying the football this weekend was awesome. I think a possible storyline is every game matters now. Just the playoff caliber football. We're not going to really, games that we won't even touch on that, the Seattle Colts game because of the Rivers stuff we're talking about. But I mean, the Bills Pats game was crazy. I think maybe we'll talk a little bit about Packers and Broncos because of the injuries that end up happening there. But that's, two teams that were technically in contention for number one overall seeds. Broncos very much in the hunt for the number one overall seed leading that charge. So, yeah. So, I mean, some just great games. And then you've got Bengals, Chiefs being eliminated from contention. And I think we go there probably for the second storyline. But overall, just I think every game matters now, and I think the play is elevating.
I think this week every game matters. I don't think going forward. I think everyone's so even. There's a lot of movement.
Yeah,
right. There's a lot of movement that can still happen. I mean, the Packers went from 2nd to 7th this week. They could still fall out. I think Detroit's 1 game behind them. Obviously, Packers have a tiebreaker there, but overall.
Just felt like a small pressure for Green Bay. Yeah.
Yeah. There's been a lot of weird stuff going around in the NFL, I will say. But yeah, talking about some of those injuries, I feel like that's what everyone's talking about today, whether it be the injuries or the impact of those injuries. But Patrick Mahomes tears an ACL, Micah Parsons tears an ACL. Those are the 2 biggest ones. Obviously, there's Devontae Adams and stuff like that. But With those two, everyone's saying, okay, Mahomes tears an ACL, may not be ready for the start of next year. I think he will be. But is that the end of the era? And then Micah Parsons tears an ACL and is like, okay, is that the end of this Packers championship run? Are they screwed? Are they screwed for next year as well? Because he might not be ready. Was Jerry Jones right? Jerry Jones both won and lost the trade, depending on when you looked at people talking about it yesterday. Because at the end of last night, everyone was back on Jerry's an idiot. He screwed the team.
Jerry, was trying to do interviews at 4:40 p.m. yesterday.
Right, 100%. 100%. I mean, I don't know, man.
I think it's interesting because we talked a little bit, especially about the Mahomes one. I think the whole thing with these injuries is, I do think those things aren't ridiculous, especially in context. I think the Packer one seems ridiculous until you include the context of, like, if the question is, are the Packers screwed? I don't think the Parsons thing alone makes them screwed. I know every team has injuries, but you watch that game, and I know it's like two guys, but the 1-2 punch of Parsons and Watson going down felt like, oh fuck! Not only are we not going to beat the Broncos that we were winning against all game, we're like not going to make the playoffs.
Well, yeah, it's the one thing that the Packers needed this week, like win or lose. If they beat the Broncos, that's cool, but not much happens.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, oh, we're great. Yeah.
We need to just be healthy because we play Chicago next week. And then to your point, Zach Tom goes down hurt.
Yes.
Christian Watson goes down hurt. Micah Parsons gets hurt. Evan Williams gets hurt. Obviously, they already lost Tucker Kraft. They've already lost Elton Jenkins. So injury on injury on injury. It's Devontae Wyatt. Yeah, that was another massive one on the defensive line. So they're stacking up now. Many of these are done for the season. Christian Watson, I don't know yet. His dad said he's fine. And if that's the case, you need to leave. If you're fine after that, go home. I don't want you around. You can't react that way and be fine. So we need to see what that is there. But yeah, Packers, here's my question, because I think I know my answer. Who's a better team? The Chiefs with Gardner Minshew or the Packers without Micah Parsons? Because I think the Chiefs are better. I think Micah is more important to the Packers' success than Patrick Mahomes is to the Chiefs.
I would agree. I think some of the context pieces we add, like a perfectly right now, I agree completely. If we wanted to mince and slice, and like if the Packers had, Wyatt and all their other defensive components in, and Parsons was the only, everything was working except Parsons, you basically have the Packer team from a year ago. Still a little worse, but, so in that context, it's not a one-to-one. I would agree. Like these two teams as is, you take Parsons off the Packers. Is there a player who doesn't play quarterback that's more impactful to any team this year? Like there are some who are
Myles Garrett, but that's about it.
Literally, Garrett's the one who comes to mind. They would just be a dumpster fire. Like they're nothing without him. So that's the correct answer.
They're not winning because of Myles Garrett. Packers are winning because of Micah Parsons.
Yeah. So I just think I would totally agree. I also think the Gardner Minshew piece is interesting because I think the more interesting question there is like we haven't had to deal with it yet this year. Like, is Mahomes the problem? I don't think Minshew's the solution, but if we're looking at the difference of Chiefs play from even 2 years ago, Super Bowl winners, because last year, all the way until the Super Bowl, Mahomes wasn't Mahomes. So,
right.
Are we, everyone's talking about all the other personnel on the Chiefs. My question is, how far down the quarterback ranking list in the NFL do you need to go to put someone on the Chiefs who makes them not only a playoff team, but a Super Bowl favorite? Like if, the number 7 quarterback in the league, whoever you say that is on the Chiefs. Like obviously Allen or Drake May this year or Stafford is on the Chiefs this year. Those guys are carrying their teams to it. But like, if Herbert's on the Chiefs, are they, Like I think, and I don't know if we're there yet, but it's like I agree that I don't think the drop off between Mahomes and Minshew is what it was 2 years ago.
I agree. I think Mahomes played really well this year. Like, I don't think their lack of success is because of
way
him.
better than he did a year ago. Correct. Yeah.
I just think Micah Parsons was the reason the Packers were good this year. And I think the Chiefs, I mean, obviously they weren't that great anyway, but you could go to a different quarterback and get very similar results from what we saw this year. Because when the Chiefs were winning, they were running the football. They weren't even just passing for a ton.
Yeah, their receiving options just aren't there.
No, Rashee Rice is overrated. Travis Kelce actively lost them multiple games this year.
Yeah.
Even though I thought he played well for the most part, he just had terrible moments when it mattered most. I don't know.
Yeah, weird year for him of like good stats, bad tape.
Like horrible fourth quarters. Like whenever they needed a catch, he would just drop it.
Yeah, so interesting. Like he's really in his own head. Xavier Worthy obviously is not producing the way they'd want him to. So this is a weird thing. Like everyone's just gonna forget they totally whiffed on Juju Smith-Schuster. Not that anyone else went to, but like that was like an actively bad move that just hasn't yielded anything. So the question that I don't want to skip past, because it was kind of fun to talk about, is like, is the Andy Reid Chiefs era over? I guess is kind of funny because this, not only will this be the first time that they've missed the playoffs since Mahomes has started for them, but this is the first time since 2019 they haven't been in the AFC Championship game.
And still, because he got hurt, allegedly, Mahomes has never taken a snap when he's been mathematically ruled out of the playoffs. Still, even though they're now ruled out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a little home cooking going on there. But
maybe.
Is this the end of the era? The one thing I'll say is that Andy Reid's really old. Like, I honestly don't know how many more years he has left. And do they have a replacement plan? Is that going to be Matt Nagy? Like, I don't know what's going to happen. What?
Spags?
Maybe. Like, I don't know. Yeah. And everyone forever has been saying like he needs to be getting a head coaching gigs, right? He should be getting more interviews and yada, yada, yada. Why isn't Spags getting a coaching interview? But I don't know, man. Like, maybe he's the head coach. I almost think the Chiefs will try to find another CEO type person and let Spags still be Spags.
Britt Reed? Bring him back?
Redemption. Yeah, what's he doing? I don't know. Hopefully not driving.
Yeah. They're almost there. I mean, the Mahomes of it all, right? Like, I agree with you that I think the sky is falling on Mahomes is silly. He's contracted with them currently, and he's going to extend, as you alluded to when we were talking earlier, through 2031. So it would be it would be a total failure if Mahomes never makes a Super Bowl again. Like, that's crazy. That's not how teams work. The Packers are a great example of that, as are many other, Andrew Luck, just like all-time great quarterbacks don't necessarily. Phillip Rivers, that doesn't necessarily translate to success. So,
but do you believe, if you had to say what's more likely, he never returns to a Super Bowl or he wins a Super Bowl? Like, I think it's more likely he wins. Absolutely.
They're still set up for success. This year went wrong in a multitude of ways. I do think the only thing, if I was a Chiefs fan and was going to be worried about something, they need to be more aggressive in off seasons now that the AFC West isn't going to let them just run it back. I think they'll adjust to that, but I think they've been used to one other team really caring, and even the Raiders really cared. Like, if they're going to have all three other teams in their division invest as much as they have, they need to add more pieces every year. They can't just run back like they did. Yeah.
That's the whole thing. They keep going to Super Bowl, so they keep playing all these extra games, like to the point that they've played a full extra season during this time. And that takes a lot out of you, but they've been able to supplement that with really not turning it on until December because they didn't need to. Like they can't coast anymore, to your point. And this year, the schedule worked even worse in their favor because we remember the Chargers started the year with 3 straight divisional games, won them all. So the Chargers immediately had a leg up on the rest of the division. And even though the Chargers are not a good football team now, like they're in the playoffs because of it. The Broncos are a good football team, so then they are in it. And then the Chiefs are third at best. They still have the Raiders, luckily, but can the Raiders turn something around? Who knows? But if they do, then the Chiefs are really hurting because then they don't have a free week.
Yeah, and I also think, listen, every team needs to do this, so I'm not knocking it. But they were getting away for a while of like developing guys or getting guys. Like a great example is, Xavier Worthy now didn't necessarily contribute this year, but for when Xavier Worthy was like a reason they were in Super Bowls in different pieces, it was like you shouldn't have gotten Xavier Worthy. You shouldn't have gotten Leo Chenal.
True.
Like some of the play they're getting out of guys that have overdeveloped, like that should be you having to go out and get Devontae Adams. That should be you having to go out and get Zach Braun. You should have to go out and get some of these top guys at different positions that they just haven't had to do. I think they'll start looking at that now. I think the next coach question is interesting because I don't think that's an internal pick, and it would be interesting for Reed to retire and just be like, open it up.
Yeah, I feel like there's no chance that happens. Like I feel like there's a very clear plan going into his final season.
Do you know what feels like so right? Because everyone wants this guy. I'm going to make sure I get his name correct.
John Gruden.
I thought about him. Everybody wants this dude, and his name keeps getting brought up, and the Chiefs getting him for Andy Reid feels so right. That being how Marcus Freeman comes to the NFL would be disgusting, but also feels like really correct of like he's turned down all these jobs. He'd stay in the Midwest. And also like the one system he'd come in and be like, here's the keys to the fucking kingdom, dude. Like you don't have to build shit.
That would be very interesting. I don't even know how I feel about that. I need to look into how like him culture in general, because I think he can coach.
Yeah. I just feel like they're really going to pick a culture guy, and he's like one at the top of the list because they can get a bunch of coordinators, especially if they bring someone in. Their coordinators are pretty old. Who's their offensive coordinator? I know Andy calls the offense, but
I think it's technically Nagy now.
Yeah. Do they forget
who's supposedly very coveted in the NFL this year?
It might be Matt Nagy. And by the way, I wouldn't hate that. He should never been fired. We've talked about that before. He shouldn't have been fired in Chicago for pointing out the obvious.
No.
We're gonna get
he's a good coach, and they like him there. Mahomes loves him, which Mahomes is going to be, at the table deciding who it is.
Remember when Denver made what's his name coach for 1 year? He quit the Packers QB coach because Rodgers was like, he's cool.
Yeah. What's his face? And then he went to the Jets with him.
And then Sean Payton said, we've never had a worse coach who's ever coached in the NFL or whatever.
They buried him. Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah.
They buried him. That was not fair to him, but he was never supposed to be a head coach. Still never is. But they gave him money. What's he supposed to say? No?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. I'll do it. Ugh.
They had Vance Joseph there before that. He was also, or not, they did that too, but they had Vic Fangio before that. He's terrible. Like, some people aren't supposed to be head coaches. It's okay. But to circle back in terms of the headlines, we got Old Man Rivers for sure. Is the second one just the ACL injuries? These ACL turncoats absolutely, turning face and defying their own bodies that they're in, or is it the Chiefs in general?
I think it's Chiefs. I think the ACL thing could be a nice way to scoop them up, but I have heard more talks. Like for weeks now, it's been, are the Chiefs done? I think that's probably the bigger one to keep watching.
Okay.
But Yeah, I think those are pretty good. Otherwise, I'm just looking to see if there's anything that those are the picks. I'm trying to see if there's anything NFL wise we should even mention. But I mean, the Rams Lions game was another like this is a playoff game. The Panthers freaking lost to the Saints because
The Saints are so fucking dumb. They're gonna play themselves out of a good draft spot.
and the Panther like what are the Panthers doing? Like it's just so weird. The Titans tried
Both
their
these teams.
hardest to beat the 49ers. Like, and I'm not knocking their effort, but it's like we don't need to do that.
The Saints are going to keep winning games, kind of like the Dolphins are winning games for no reason, and the Chiefs are going to get a draft pick before them.
Yeah, and then I guess a couple stop. The Falcons beat the Bucks. Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, Bucks are hurting.
Couple mud
They're not in
hole
a good spot.
stompings. Eagles, Texans, Jags just absolutely opened one up on the Jets. The Jags, by the way, being like just a very firm playoff team.
I mean, that's why Steve Wilkes got fired, because the Jags just destroyed the Jets.
Yeah.
And obviously, Wilkes is embarrassing the Jets. Like, could you imagine losing? The head coach is the defensive head coach, but let's get rid of Wilkes here. I assume Wilkes said something to the head coach. What's his name?
Yeah.
Glenn Taylor, yeah. Or not Glenn Taylor. I
Aaron
did his
Glenn.
fucking last time. Aaron Glenn. Glenn Taylor, hate him more. Fucking Timberwolves owner.
It's all right. I avoided saying the Jags coach till now because
Liam Cohen. You
Liam
got
Cohen,
it.
not Sean Casey.
Nope.
I think it should be a crime what the Jets are doing, and that's operating a football team like you forgot to reset your Madden. It's unbelievable. Like what's happening? What's going on? Zach Wilson's
so dumb.
Miami.
Well, also, is the plan to keep Justin Fields on the roster because you signed him for a multi-year deal? And if so, what are you doing? Let's throw Tyrod out there.
Do
Let's see
you
what he
think
can
Mike Tomlin's like so proud of what he did to the Giants and to the Jets? Like he was like,
Should.
I just fooled you. Yeah, everyone was shit talking me for what we did last year. Good luck with those two.
Mhm. Stupid. So dumb. Let's talk about somebody else who's fooled. Stupid, dumb, fooled many people. Let's talk about Sherrone Moore in Michigan.
This was the real headline this week. This was insane.
Real insane. Let's briefly just recap what happened. And then we got some songs to listen to. I figured we'll break down the timeline of events, but then there's one thing that popped into my mind and it felt like, ooh, that's the name of an emo song. So I took to the AI music websites and created a bunch of songs, and we need to figure out which is the best one. And then I found out that I can publish these potentially and monetize them on Spotify.
Oh,
so that might be the new era of the Flurry Sports podcast. We may be taking over Spotify. Spotify is #1 podcast and song or artist. Never know. But Sherrone Moore. So I think #1 in the timeline that we have to bring up, because I think everything comes back to this, Jake. And this is why I'm focusing on. Nobody else is. He lost to Ohio State. If he beats Ohio State, this does not happen.
No.
Nothing. He gets his mistress. He gets his wife. He gets his kids. He gets a pay raise. Maybe in the playoffs. Who knows? There's no chance this happens if he beats Ohio State again.
I think that's factually certain. I think that
it is
what we've gathered. Like this whole story's weird. I'm not going to repeat too much that I'm just hearing from other sources because I'm sure everyone else already knows them. But the fact that this timeline went, we did a full investigation, we fully wrapped it up, and then you're in prison.
In 24. This was faster than the Mark Sanchez gets stabbed. Mark Sanchez is the bad guy here.
Now, I do think because it's starting to be reported, like, I don't think it's bad to point out the firing did happen before the legal altercations, right? Like fully.
Yes, because the legal altercations happened because of the firing.
Correct. Fully spiraling. And like without it being fully reported yet, I think he chose to return to that place because, I mean, all we know from things reported is they concluded one investigation because of lack of, certified evidence. I don't know for sure. I would think that certified evidence came from the person he then went to confront. Seems to be what's kind of coming in, but
according to his and her words, yes. So, timeline of events, and it all happened very quickly. Sherrone Moore, well, first off, loses to Ohio State. Then Sherrone Moore gets brought into the office, gets fired. And we find out it's because of having an inappropriate relationship with a staff member.
Yeah.
So, I'll take you through what the timeline of events was that we know, and then we'll take a step back. Then the team breaks the news to, or the AD breaks the news to the team. There's a team meeting. Yeah. Minutes later, there's a police report called on Sherrone Moore, who is at the residence of someone, gets charged with battery or something like that, breaking and entering. We find out stalking, stuff like that. Then he gets brought in. We find out that there's so many fake reports going on during this. It was tough to figure out what was true and what was not. Supposedly shouting, "My blood is on your hands," was threatening to kill himself, most notably with a butter knife, which did not escape me. Again, I'm focusing on two things. Ohio State beats them, butter knife. Those are the two things that we need to focus on. So the person whose house he went to was the mistress.
Yeah.
And she was the whistleblower here because she was the one who turned him in for having the inappropriate relationship. Again, you do not do that with the head coach that beats Ohio State. You do it with the head coach that loses to Ohio State. Mm-hmm. And that's because she ended it with him, rightfully so, loser. And then he keeps calling her, threatening her, stalking her.
There is possibility stalking behavior is what led to the actual turn-in of evidence, but it's for sure came after too. He continued to do it, but there's some of the reports I saw were like what finally made her turn stuff in was stalking behavior.
Well, yeah, he was threatening her and stalking her, so she turned him in, saying this is what everything happened. Yeah. And obviously, once they find out that, then they fire him, right?
Yeah.
And again, she breaks up with him because loses to Ohio State. Michigan sees all this information and is like, oh, he lost to Ohio State and he's dating a staff member. We're not going to get rid of the staff member. We're getting rid of the head coach. By
the way, I don't know if she did anything fucking wrong. So glad she's still
doesn't necessarily seem like it. Notable, he has a wife and I think 3 kids, 2 or 3 kids. So all this happened. Well, that's going on as well. Then we immediately see him in prison, in jail. He's still there. A number of different charges. And in a matter of like 24 hours, it's like head coach of Michigan preparing for a bowl game, all of that, to fired, police call, in prison. Everything hit the fan. Apparently, he is threatening to kill himself with a butter knife, saying my blood is on your hands. Like he spiraled, saying like this is because of you. That's what happened. Very serious, crazy shit.
And the speed of it is stuff that like I think folks maybe will miss now that it just went boom so fast in prison. But I think one of the wildest things, to your point, like we became so certain of it. The certainty of him leaving was so etched in stone, so permanently. To your point, not only his players, his staff found out in real time. There's reports McAfee said from the reporter they were talking to that they were hiring for his staff like 4 days before they hired a special teams coach, 4 days before he was fired. So that timeline is there too. Like by the time his staff and players find out he's fired, he's already being arrested.
Right. He was so quick.
And also like this escalated from a place, and this part of this has since been proven not true. So I'm going to talk about this carefully. The initial report that went viral and was like the dirty secret was that this affair was reported by a DoorDasher, which has since been proven.
Oh, really?
100%. Yeah, DoorDasher Sherrone Moore. That specific claim has been proven not true, but it is the smoke to the fire of whatever the initial report was. An initial report came in that they were having this affair. They looked into it. They had not yet lost to Ohio State. He was not fired, but this stretched on, through all this. I think only fair to say they determined they could not fire him with cause. So they weren't going to fire him to pay him.
Right.
So they were going to keep him. And then whatever additional evidence they got, presumably from the mistress, came forward. And then they moved fully forward to, that's the other piece. He was fired with cause, which means they don't have to pay anything remaining on his contract. And named the cause as having an affair. Specifically, not football related. So
right. And then he proved them right.
100% immediately. Like, that's not even going to get talked about, nor should it. Like, just it's interesting. I didn't want to lose it as we're wrapping it up, that it's like that isn't normal. And then immediately proven correct. It also, I don't know if we'll ever know, but the conversations they were having with him, in between all of this had to be fascinating, because all the college football insiders said this was an open secret. So were they having conversations of like, we know this affair is happening, but aren't going to fire you for it?
Right.
We're evaluating, and like this has not been proven, and now again doesn't matter. So it will never be proven. The scuttlebutt was that they were, hoping he would lose enough games that they could move that route without doing this. And then they, were able to do this regardless. But it is sad. This is so wild. It almost got too sad too fast for me. I can't focus on the DoorDash and the butter knife, because he ruined his life and the life of his family so immediately.
It was so quick. Like, the family became not even the second or third or fourth story. It's like, they're not even talked about here. And did they find out? When did they find out? Was he already in jail after everything when they find out? Probably
100%, because he went right from being fired to the house of his mistress, who turned him in.
Yeah.
That's so sad. And then he grabbed a butter knife.
And that's where we are today. So the title of the show, for those watching, is Butter Knife Confessions, which sounds like the greatest emo song of all time. So we got some songs here courtesy of Suno on AI, and we need to figure out which is the best one. And if we can at least narrow them down here, then we can potentially have the greatest hit of all time. A song to commemorate the Michigan football season. So let's start with this one. We got a few different styles, but they're all definitely sad boy music. Let's try.
Ohio crushed me in the cold fall rain.
By the way, AI music's a lot better since last time.
For a hollow game. Tried to play a game with loaded dice. Now I'm the one paying the price. I lied, I burned, I broke her trust. Now I'm drowning in this bitter dust. Sherrone is full. My blood's on your hands. You with me born, left me in quicksand. I thought you'd stay, thought you'd understand, but I'm alone. My blood's on your hands.
So that's the first one, essentially.
Yeah, that's good.
It is intense, but I mean, it's an intense situation here,
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We get a little crazier. So this next one, AI called Sherrone Spiral.
Sherrone Moore was a Michigan man. trembling hand. Ohio crushed him on that cold gray field.
True.
Now the cracks in his walls won't ever heal. He chased the fire, he burned the trust, built his kingdom on dust, on dust. My blood is on your hands, can't you see? The truth cutting through me. I'm the villain, the broken blade. But my blood is on your hands.
Verse
Okay, that was
2, you
number
go to
two.
the motel though.
I know. You go to the motel, a dim motel light. She said goodbye, vanished into the night. Wife packed her bag, slammed the door, echo screaming, "You're nothing, Sherrone Moore." Sounds like a little nursery rhyme.
Also, AI, I do love when AI gets stuck on certain things. They really like rhyming things with dust.
I know. Yeah, I know. Play the hits, I guess.
Yeah.
So that was Sherrone Moore's Spiral. Here is the next one. By the way, I typed in here for a Midwest emo song for this one, and they nail the Midwest emo intro. It is one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard.
Michigan town.
Just this guitar. It feels like it should be
Yeah.
Once you
Daughtry.
hear the OC, Daughtry. I mean, this is great.
By the way, this is the anime opener. Really good.
Yeah. Really.
Sherrone Moore from Michigan town. Had it all till it all crashed down. Snow kept falling, but the warmth was gone. His wife's tears froze in the light of dawn. Ohio State, you stole my fate. A broken man in a losing state. Sherrone Moore, your bloodstained lore. A butter knife can't cut the score.
Yeah.
Great. This is my favorite one, I think.
It's good. I'm trying to think if there. I mean, at the end it gets pretty good too.
My blood is on your hands, he said to the woman who had already fled. The Wolverines failed me, so did you. Now what's a man like me supposed to do?
That one was very real. That one
is
nailed the situation, I feel like.
Well, it did, especially nailed your concept, which is Ohio State turned the dagger.
Yeah, and who's writing the prompts for the AI? It's me. So I mean, that's a common theme. So this one now, we get Butter Knife Confession. I typed in earlier. It's like this is the name of the song. Now I'm telling it. Let's get this into the song. Let's go right on the nose. Let's make sure Butter Knife Confession is a lyric here. So here we go.
Sherrone Moore, you built a house of lies, cheated love, you wore a thin disguise. The scoreboard lit Ohio's roar, and your empire crumbled to the
What did Ohio
floor.
State have to do with it?
They did though.
Mistress turned ghost, cold like December. She walked away, said, "Don't remember."
That is very emo.
With a bloody knife, you say,
This is so good.
my blood is on your hands. Trembling fingers of fallen men. Every choice, every sin led to this. Ohio's win carved the abyss.
Dead. That's right.
Don't forget who did it.
Exactly.
Tell your friends.
Whose fault is it? Ohio State. Okay, that was that one. Here's another one. I tried to
There's
do
so
a little
many.
different. I know. I'm going just to the best ones here. I'm telling you, they're all bangers. We need to figure
I
out what's the
believe you.
best. A little more cold, a little more emo, a little more ominous with this one. More raw.
Sherrone Moore in the shadow room.
The subtle ways AI is pronouncing Sherrone Moore is so
Shaking
weird.
winners feel
I
like
keep
tombs.
having to like think it differently so it pronounces it.
The
Yeah.
snow's
It's like
a
Sherrone
liar,
happened.
it covers sins. But Ohio winds rip through my skin. I carved my name in the frost on glass.
This is such an emo line, man.
Watched it melt like our past. My
Wow.
blood is on your hands. But a knife confessions in a one-man stand.
Wow. Had to get all the syllables in there. You got it.
You broke me when you let go. Sherrone Moore left with nowhere to go.
Wow. That was very emo.
Very emo, and hopefully you like the lyrics because I'm like, okay, I think we found the lyrics that we need to have going forward.
Yeah.
I did a couple little tweaks. I think that this was the one we just listened to. So this should be pretty much the same lyrics. You
Sherrone
did a
Moore in a
couple-
shadowed room.
That's what it felt like.
Today is gonna be the day.
Basically.
Sherrone Moore in a shadow room. Michigan winters feel like tombs.
Oh, good rhyme.
The snow's a liar, it covers sins.
Snow's a liar, dude.
That's a
But
liar.
Ohio winds rip through my skin. I carved my name in the frost on glass. Watched it melt like our glass. My blood is on your hands. Butter knife confessions in a one-man stand. Ohio broke me when you let go. Sherrone Moore left with nowhere to go.
Wow.
Beat hearts and
AI is
scoreboard
getting
dreams.
good, by the way.
Oh, I know. I added this part later before the fourth again.
A whistle blows, but
This
it's
is a great
not
line too, by the
seen.
way. Cheated hearts and scoreboard dreams. Mistress left me split at the seams. A whistle blows, but it's not for me. I lost the game to eternity.
Wow. Dead.
Oof. Uh-huh.
Left me split at the seams.
I mean, we
A
got bars
whistle
now.
blows, but it's not for me. I lost the game to eternity. I lost, I cracked, I fell apart. You carved
This
your
is also
name
the
into
most crazy
my heart. My blood is on
Yeah, a little more slower in that one. A little more obsessive love song is what I was going for. And this is the last one I think I saved here. So let's see it evolve a little more.
Sherrone Moore in a shadowed room.
This is good.
Michigan winters feel like tombs. The snow's a liar, it covers sins. But Ohio winds rip through my skin. I carved my name in the frost on glass, watched it melt like our past. My blood is on your hands, and butter knife confessions in a one-man stand. Ohio broke me when you let go. Sherrone Moore left with nowhere to go.
Also, that one really does. Oh, whoa! Wow.
I will say they didn't fully capture what I was going for. I wrote in the prompt, I wanted no drums until the final chorus. I want it to be like super sad boy emo, and then boom, like energy pick up at the last chorus. But this is still,
It
I still
was
like how
good,
they
though.
did. Yeah, I still like how they did that.
She had hearts and scorned dreams.
That kind of sick,
Mistress
though.
left me split at the seams. A whistle blows, but it's not for me. I lost the game to eternity. I lost, I cracked, I fell apart. You carved your name into my heart. My blood is on your hands. Butter knife confessions in a one-man stand. Ohio broke me when you let go. Sherrone Moore left with nowhere to go.
So that's what we
Wow.
got working with here. Do you have a couple favorites that I can narrow it down to?
I think the Midwest emo for sure.
It's probably more like this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. That intro's so good.
The intro's so good. And then I think I liked
I think that's the first inclusion of The Snow's a Liar, too, which is always a good.
which is a banger.
I kind of want that on a t-shirt. It's
The
so-
Snow Liar. We'd get
Yeah.
so many like dads buying that shirt just because they don't
True.
like winter. I like the Sherrone Moore in a, what was it, like a shadowy room or surrounded by shadows?
Yes. This one.
Michigan winters
Yeah.
feel like
This was my favorite, like less rocky one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was more stripped down.
And I think the very first one you played was probably the best, like screamo.
This one. Or this one. Sorry, I almost played a reggae version of Ocean Avenue.
Sherrone is full. My blood's
Sherrone
on your
has-
hands. You will
Honestly, AI music has gotten so much better.
We're not gonna know. 5 years, we won't know. There's already AI bands that people are like figuring out our AI.
going back to this and playing around with this is just like unlocked something in my brain. It's like, oh, we could have a lot of fun with this. We could do a lot of things for the show or off show with this.
Well, I was thinking, like, I was like, this should be how mashups happen. There are whole channels now that are like, I'll listen to AI channels now of like the whole channel's just AI covers bluegrass covers. Or
Right.
like, I think the one that's going really viral is like soul or 1950 covers, like the Thong song went viral.
Yeah. I mean, that's great. I mean,
But
yeah,
I feel like
got,
AI making mashups is next step.
Yeah, I did a few of them here. What did I do? I had a couple fun ones back like a year ago, so it's definitely a lot better than it used to be. But
Hi kids do like violence, yeah. Wanna see you stick 9-inch nails to each one of my
country
lids.
version of
Wanna
Eminem.
copy me and do exactly
Hey, and
like
we're still
I
figuring out the
did.
country voice.
Tri-City
Right.
get fucked up, worse than my life is.
Still a
My
banger,
brain's
though.
dead weight, trying to get my head straight, but I can't figure out which Spice Girl I want to impregnate. And Dr. Dre said, Slim Shady, you a base hit. Yeah, why's your face red? Man, you wasted.
Yeah. So if you
So
want us to
good.
do more AI songs, definitely let me know. But I think honestly, if you want some of these like Sherrone Moore songs or like more sports songs like this on your Spotify playlist, let me know. Because I might like try to create a bunch of them and have like a bulk ad at one point. But I mean, if Pat McAfee can release an album, why not us? You know, we're on the same level.
Why not us? And there's no way to get there unless we start crawling in, you know, one AI song at a time.
You're telling me you don't want to like in the weight room blast a song about Sherrone Moore with a butter knife crying about it?
Ohio wins.
The snow is a liar. Covers
The
up with
snow
sins.
is a liar, dude. Also feels like I'm gonna slip that into a book one day. Someone's last words, you know.
Absolutely. But yeah, I was just thinking about like I should make a song about this. Like I think it would be funny because like again, my thoughts were glued on 2 points that no one's really talking about, the butter knife and that Ohio State really set off a chain of events here. And I think that's what the main takeaways are. But yeah, I'm like, oh, butter knife something is so emo. Then I settled on butter knife confessions.
We'll never know, but this would have been a great litmus test of because he beat Ohio State last year, so it is pretty telling that they would part at all. But
and if it was an open secret, when did she come out and say?
What would have been the line? Like if he had beat Ohio State this year, would they've been like, we'll figure it out. She's
fired. She would be fired.
100%.
You know? Get a big settlement from the university. And why is everyone tearing their ACL?
Ohio State.
I don't know. It's cool. A couple of years ago, it was cool to tear your Achilles. Now it's cool to tear your ACL.
Yeah. How come no one gets named after him like baseball, like Tommy John?
That's true. What would be the injury? Like, man, did you hear about Grandpa? He came down with Alex Smith leg.
Well, I was thinking about Alex Smith. Who's the guy that got Lawrence Taylor? Is that Vinny Testaverde? No, it was Joe Theismann, right?
Theismann, yeah, that was a very famous injury.
Yeah, how is that not that's a Theismann surgery?
It should be that. Hopefully, it's not very common, but yeah, that should be like hoofda.
That
he gave
us the blind side.
True. Yeah, I mean the closest thing we got to it is like the Tuck rule, and that still isn't about.
That's
it's not like
weird.
it's Justin Tuck.
No, I always
it's not
think
like Brady.
I always think it's Justin Tuck. Makes me think of it. Yeah,
should be. And what are our thoughts on John Cena losing? Randy, good news for you. We'll say it, but we did a full watch along. I think you were there. I think you asked a question. Jake also today just posted over an hour, about a little more than an hour.
Went too long.
A tier list rankings of all of Cena's matches during this final run.
Yeah, so it was fun to look back on. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you want Jake's thoughts on like how those ranked and everything, go watch that for sure as well.
I think we'll find out more tonight, Randy. My succinct answer, and people can find out more, is more time passes, the more I think it was the right call.
I think it's the right call. I don't mind how they did it. Like, I still think it was a cool way to do it.
I think,
and I know a lot of people aren't happy.
Yeah, I think now the argument is like it's swung too many places. Now people are like as mad that people are like, they're like, how dare you not like it? So I'm like in a weird boat where it's like, we said it in the moment, and you can watch in the reaction. They wanted the crowd to freak out, and they want us to be mad that it happened. So they can't be mad then that the crowd gets too angry. So I think that's fine.
Agreed.
I think it's okay. I think WWE has to learn this eventually, that no one likes the boss in any sport ever, maybe even in real life. Stop sending Triple H out there in moments where you don't want boos.
Right. Yeah, that's not good. What's interesting is I'm not sure if you watched McAfee at all today, but
Sorry, I just realized Randy said I was there. It was really good. And now I'm realizing you mean the reaction. For a second, Randy, I was like, you were at the fucking match? Randy, you got to lead with that, dude.
there's someone who I know a little bit in the fantasy community. He's I like, we talk a little bit. I like him a lot. And he kind of had this he went to the final thing. And he had the same sort of thoughts on Cena as me. Like, he was never a Cena guy, but he's like, you know what? I'm going to go because I've never seen John Cena in person. It's going to be a cultural thing. And then he left, and it was like, he realized, oh, I didn't put this much weight into Cena before. It's kind of wild. And now I'm like in my emotions about it. And I feel like a lot of people were potentially like that.
And I think that's what you want to happen. And now we've got a whole thing out of it. I think it's different to say, I think people are really wrestling with like, but I wanted him to win. You should have. That's not like, I think now like it's because we don't do like heels that way anymore, where it's like people are always rooting for heels. So I think people are having a hard time with like the guy who I really didn't want to win won. Like, even when, and I'm not defending this, it's just the last example I can think of. The last time I can remember people being this mad was when Roman beat Cody the first time at Mania, and they set it up. And I still, they were not planning to run it back, and then they did. So thank you, Rock, again for getting involved.
He was at the 08 Rumble. That's sick.
That's awesome. That's my favorite pop of all time, is Cena returning, because you get to see a whole crowd of people lose their mind because he returned from an ACL tear, I think, in like 6 months or something. Or maybe it was a torn shoulder, but it was some crazy recovery time. But the crowd loses their mind. And then mid-pop goes, oh no, he's going to win. Like halfway through, because they were like, peak, like Cena wins everything. So they couldn't believe he was back. And then halfway through losing their mind, flips to boos and are like,
okay,
no, he's here. That wasn't an option,
Interesting. Two things. I hope they play Cena's music and Gunther comes out tonight.
They should do that. They should absolutely do that. Yeah.
That would be awesome. But McAfee today, and obviously McAfee has a million ties to the building, right? What I thought interesting today was he kept talking about how Cena is like a yes man, and he's just doing everything that is thrown at him. So he was kind of, he didn't say it outwardly, but he's essentially saying like this wasn't necessarily Cena's decision and choice. It was just the people who were telling him things. This was their choice, and he just said yes, whatever, anything for the business, which I thought was interesting. McAfee is kind of taking shots at people in the building there.
Yeah, I think if that's what happened, it would change my opinion on it. I haven't heard any insider come out and say that Cena disagreed with it. And that's not really what Pat's saying either. I think the hard part is just because the people in the building wanted it doesn't mean that Cena didn't. There were reports that Cena was pretty much in charge of his last 2 months of booking. So
I think essentially what McAfee was essentially saying was Cena wasn't really being the person to be like, let's do this, this, and this. It's just people gave him ideas, and he said, okay, like, it's cool.
Let's do it.
And I think McAfee was essentially just criticizing the creative about that. Like, it would have been better to do something different.
Yeah. I think it's interesting. I do have criticisms, but not of the way they did it and not of the outcome. I don't understand giving people if it was always going to be Gunther, a tournament never was going to help it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
you had one determined outcome that was rumored months ago, and you gave us a tournament, hinted there would be people from out of the company. Like,
Mhm.
no matter who it was, like Gunther was going to be the least popular option. And again, maybe that was their thing, is like, but we don't want people to like it. That's too niche for me. So I've bone picks
Yeah.
about the booking of it for sure,
Yeah.
because I think we could have got there different. But I think Cena wanted a traditional outcome, and that's what they said. Doesn't mean it came from Cena. I also think what Pat said would reflect what we heard earlier in the year, which is that's what happened with the heel turn. Like, John didn't like it, but he doesn't say no to things. And so he went with it, and then it fell apart. But what the only thing there is like, but it's been reported since that at some point Cena was like, this isn't going good. I'm calling the shots now. So
Sure.
but I don't know. Oh, I know John Cena's dad was pissed today. He came out.
Really?
He was really mad. I would have had him win, he said. So
Yeah.
he was real pissed. So that was the news. I think people are mad about it, but I think that's what WWE wants. And I think it's one of those things where it's like, again, I don't think it's wrong that people are mad at Triple H, because I don't know if their booking's been on fire and they didn't want him to win. I think it's silly. I think both things can be true. I don't think this was a time that to criticize Triple H on this. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree.
this was fine. And if anyone in WWE was surprised or is frustrated that people were booing Triple H, you're an idiot. Yeah,
Right.
Of course they were. So I don't know if I've heard that, but like if anyone in WWE is feeling that the fans shouldn't react that way or whatever, watch any time any team wins the Super Bowl in the moment the mic touches Roger Goodell's hand. Like,
Right. Yeah.
don't be stupid. Of course they were going to boo Triple H with that outcome. That was really,
especially because like they were upset of what happened, so they need to direct it somewhere. They're going to direct it to the person in charge.
Yes, and like he is in charge of booking, so doesn't, and they can be mad about it. They paid for tickets, so
I think no one should be surprised, but I think it was for that reason why Triple H went out there, because it's almost like, I'm going to go out there and absorb the negative energy. Essentially,
we're going to make it happen. Yeah, I think there was some.
We're going to do this, like, and then once they get all their boos out at me, then it's just gratitude to Cena after that.
Yes. I think people are initially reacting to, it seemed, and we said in the moment too, I think it seemed like Cena was a little like, whoa, cool it. And that feels a little to me like Cena can do what he wants. I'm sure that's a lot to deal with. That feels like weird to manage how someone manages their emotions there, but that's trying to have your cake and eat it too. Like, you got to let people be mad there. It's very John to do that, but I liked it. Randy asked, does Seth Rollins return at Mania? They are, like Zach asked before the show yesterday, they're doing a bunch of masked man stuff. They like won't let it drop that maybe that's Seth. That makes no sense. Sorry, time for that's a different topic. But Braun Breaker kicked Seth out, like punished him. Now there's a guy in a mask doing Seth's moves. Seth is definitely really hurt. That's why they haven't revealed it. But there's rumors that like maybe they'll keep this going till it can be Seth. Like it's not him now, but they change it. That's dumb. Like again, we all know what's happening. Like he's hurt. This should be somebody else. And then Seth comes back and is against Braun's faction. And then I think you can do Braun and Seth at Mania. I think they will. My answer to you, Randy, is I don't know, just because I think booking wise, they'd love to have him back at Rumble. But I don't know. I haven't been up to date on his injury prognosis. So he's really hurt.
Have they found Ezekiel yet? Or is it just
what we did this week? It's crazy.
I couldn't tell which it was. I didn't get a good look.
We also called Zach
Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle. They should make those t-shirts. Kurt Angle's going viral. We were all over it. Everyone was like, Kurt Angle wants this to be him so bad.
Yeah, he was just about to jump it. He was going to belly to belly suplex him for sure.
He bites Gunther.
Yes.
Just like can't help it. Yeah.
Could you imagine how much Kurt Angle hates Gunther? Just hates him.
Well, and by the way, that's our US versus the rest of the world matchup.
Yes.
Kurt
Bring
Angle
it.
is I was thinking about that. Like, I asked the question, but if I could get like one more mini run, I don't care if he comes out and he like can't do a drop kick. Like, that's a bad example because those are hard to do. But like he can't do an Irish whip. If I hear Kurt Angle's music, I'm gonna lose my mind.
Did they ever do a specific run while he was still, around?
Yes.
Where he was like in charge of like a show?
He was general manager. They even did Vince had him do a fake sun angle, and typical Vince fashion, not only had him do "You have an illegitimate son" on the roster, everyone, of course, figured out, oh, they're going to have it be Chad Gable. So
Right.
Vince, can't figure me out. We'll have it be Chad Gable's tag team partner, who is also.
Really?
Yeah, that's what they did. They had to be Jason Jordan, his tag team partner, who still works at WWE. In my opinion, ruined both of their careers. Like, also Jason Jordan, not that these things can happen, black man, which I definitely think. I'm not saying that it's bad that like they went that route, but Vince did that because he's like, no one will think it's the black guy.
He was right. You're trying to say Vince was wrong?
Yes. Bad choice. Is John Cena my Mount Rushmore? And I'll end on this unless Zach has anything else. Not of my favorite wrestlers. He's just not. If you do this kind of thing with wrestling, maybe I'll give more thought to it. The Mount Rushmore Cena is on for me is like biggest wrestlers all time / like wrestlers, I guess. Cause like to me, Cena is on there. Like there's a Mount Rushmore that's like, in my opinion, the boring Mount Rushmore it's Hogan, Austin, Cena, and probably The Rock, where it's just like, you're the biggest thing that's ever happened in wrestling. Therefore, you're on the Mount Rushmore. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eugene.
Right. I was going to say, if you're going for like best overall, you're going Eugene. You might pull a Zach Gowen in there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Timothy Chalamet's favorite wrestler is the Boogeyman.
Boogeyman's great. Boogeyman's a great pull. I love Boogeyman. That'd be a great. And then we'll finish it with Gangrel. What a.
I thought you were gonna throw like a legit one out there, like then Mick Foley.
I do love Mick Foley. I'm a dude love guy, or no, Cactus Jack.
Yeah.
Why not?
Oh, sorry, Undertaker. That would be the boring one. Is like you do Hogan, Cena, Taker, Stone Cold.
If it's just in terms of money makers, though, I'm not even sure if Taker's on there.
Oh, I don't know, dude. It's so much merch. It's just so much. Yeah. But I get what you're saying, like with the kayfabe. If it's money makers, God, it might be Rey Mysterio.
Really?
I think it's underestimated.
He's got a whole country.
Well, a whole country, 30 years of it. Like he was in WCW, and then just like his mass and like his just mass appeal. I think he's up there for money making, booking. Also underrated guy where it's like, who the fuck doesn't like Rey Mysterio? But yeah, for guys that I like, I think I can do this really quick. I think my 4 favorite wrestlers I've ever watched are Shawn Michaels, Eddie Guerrero. I would say Kevin Owens for me was like my NXT like love. And then Eugene's in there. I want to be like, who's like the fun one? I feel like I'm missing like an obvious fun choice.
Knoxville.
Oh, Johnny
Tajiri.
Knoxville. Johnny Knoxville should be in there. Tajiri's good. I think I would go. I fucking love William Regal.
Okay, William Regal's good. Good straight man.
Oh, so good. Him and Eugene. That's what I remember.
Honestly, what a combo. They played off each other perfectly.
Yeah. And I have other names I won't say here that maybe when I make a list someday I'll do it because Zach won't know some of the names. Like My favorite women's wrestler of all time is Miko Satomura from Japan. But yeah, there's some good. Yeah, nothing.
But has she ever done a bra and panties match like Tori Wilson?
Yeah,
Probably not.
Zach's new favorite female wrestler, Sol Ruka, just because it's the one that you watched.
Oh yeah, she was good.
She was good.
I was trying to figure out who that was at first, but yeah, she's good.
She was good. Oh yeah, and Obafemi, obviously on my Mount Rushmore. Just predicting he'll be there.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, on the trajectory for sure.
No Ric Flair. No. Maybe Rick should be on there, but Rick, for me, the hate is too real.
What? What has he done?
No, nothing in real life. I just like 40
Okay,
years
good.
of people telling me that his real life is bad. I'm just saying, like 40 years of people being like Ric Flair's the worst. I believe it.
He's from Wisconsin. He has to be up there.
I just say like he's too good a heel. I'm out. Boo. You know?
What other wrestlers are from Wisconsin? We got Otis. We got Ric Flair.
Oh,
Is that it?
no, there's a
one.
famous one.
I was kind of surprised Spike Dudley didn't make your Mount Rushmore.
Kennedy is from Wisconsin. Mr. Kennedy.
Interesting.
He's like 2007. The Crusher. No fucking way. Hornswoggle's from Wisconsin.
Oh, hell yeah. That's good. That's a good one.
Yeah. Boogs. Boogs is from Wisconsin.
Oh,
Zach,
yeah.
remember?
Boogs is, U of M. Or not U of M, Madison. UW.
Yeah.
He's a good wrestler there.
Yeah. By the way, Google, you got to reorder your things. I had to scroll all the way to the bottom, including opening up one more tab to find Ric Flair. He should be at the top. But yeah, Ric Flair is the biggest name from there. Hornswoggle close second.
Absolutely. We should just do like a full-on wrestling show at some point again soon. Randy will can plan the entire show, all the questions.
Absolutely. But thanks everyone for listening today. We'll have more content on the YouTube channel, so be sure to watch there. And until next time, watch out for butter knives, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Definitely let me know if there's a song that was your favorite.
Yes.
Yeah. See you next time. Bye.